So now that we calculate our min and max velocity, we can look on the graph and see how that is. One thing we may want to do first, because this graph can get noisy with a lot more points on here, is we can change this to a line graph. And to do that, we go to the Edit. And again, you should be in Safari on the full Google Apps Suite. It's not going to work on just the iPad. There's too many options here. So you can go to Edit Chart, and then we're going to go to a line graph. Now it did mess us up here. No longer does it the x-axis in the right place. So what we need to do is, we don't want this time. We can remove that. And then we want to add an x-axis to our graph. So the data we want to use was our adjusted time. So if we go over here and find that, and then you can scroll down. Can't quite see where it's going, but I can see over here that it's a 37. So I can go in here manually and type that in here. Sometimes that's a nice shortcut when you have things piling up on your graph. And so now we have the time going from 0 to 3 seconds again, and we can kind of see where this velocity is going. All right, now the next thing I want to do is I want to add a range. So I want to add a series here. And what I want to do is I want to add this min velocity. Again, I already know that it goes up to 37, so I can just type that in. And now these velocities, they're min, they're all lower. And I can do the same thing here. I can add another series, and this one's going to be my max. And now I have 3 lines here. One represents the min, one represents the max. So I can close this out here. The legend here isn't quite showing up, which seems like it's too bad. We can try to fix that later. One thing we do know is that we can start from 0 again, and that finishes our graph here. Let's go back and figure out why this legend is being funny. So we go back in here to edit the chart. And now we have a problem here if we notice that our min and max are going from 1s, yet the D's here are from 2. So I think what I want to do is put a 1 here. I want these all to line up so all the data series are the range. That's our x-axis. And if I do that, I think what will happen is that'll fix things up in here. So that brought my legends back. So that's one lesson. When you make sure your indices are always lined up on a graph, that all the things you're graphing are the same range. And the easiest way to check that is to go to Edit Chart and then just look up here at the data range. Make sure that all these things seem to be lining up. 37, 1 to 37, 1 to 37, 1 to 37. Another thing to learn about graphing. So now we got a graph looking at our min and max. This may be a little bit weird and we can't quite see what's going on. We could also look at this graph as a scatter graph. So I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to copy and paste it. And then my second graph here, I'm going to turn that back to a scatter graph. So without the line. And now I can close this off. Now this one's a little bit hard to see because our data is spread out. But when we talk about our velocities, we know we're somewhere in this range. And there's a lot of uncertainty where it can be. So what's the real velocity of this, knowing that there's these errors in here?